Brussels is in crisis. The European Commission has convened a crunch meeting with Belgium to break the deadlock over 140 billion in frozen Russian assets. But Prime Minister Bart De Wever is refusing to risk his country's finances.
I heard a Belgian journalist on television say, "Oh, I have the impression that for Putin this money is already written off." I do not have that impression. This is not exactly what we hear from Moscow. Moscow has told us that if we touch the money, we would feel the consequences until eternity, which seems to be a long time, eternity. So they will do countermeasures. That seems to be very logical.
The stakes are colossal. Brussels wants to turn Russian cash into a loan for Ukraine, repayable only if Moscow pays reparations. Without an agreement, EU governments may have to dig into their own budgets, a prospect many countries find impossible after pandemic debts.
I think it is an important step forward that we look at the immobilized Russian assets, because what are we doing? We're looking at the cash balances. The proposal is to take these cash balances to give a loan to Ukraine that Ukraine has to pay back if Russia pays reparations. And therefore, it's legally a sound proposal, not trivial, but a sound proposal.
Russia has escalated the rhetoric. Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushko warns the EU that confiscating Russian funds would trigger a collapse of trust in Europe's financial system, risking a mass outflow of capital.
Public refusal to respect the property rights of the Russian Federation will lead to a collapse of trust in the European financial sector.
Grushko's warning is clear. Europe will pay a price if Brussels ignores Russia's red lines.
The EU will feel our response.
President Vladimir Putin underlined the stakes, calling EU attempts to touch Russian reserves open robbery and predicting irreversible changes in the global financial system.
There is constant talk that they are going to steal our money. If this happens, the movement towards regionalization of payment systems will accelerate and become irreversible. This would generally be good for the world economy. Perhaps it is worth paying for. By the way, I have a law degree, and I said stealing our foreign reserves. Stealing implies some secrecy. This is open robbery.
The Brussels crisis meeting has put Belgium, Orban, and Fico on the same side, defending Europe from reckless pro-war bureaucrats. EU capitals now face a choice: gamble national finances and risk Russian retaliation, or respect Belgium's demands for guarantees, risk-sharing, and veto protections. Time is running out. Ukraine needs 140 billion by spring 2026. Every hour, the EU dithers increases the risk of financial fallout, political collapse, and Moscow's wrath. Brussels is at a crossroads, and Belgium has drawn a line the Commission may not cross.